Hey, friend, if you've ever worried that slowing down means that you're falling behind or that you're never going to get there, and if you don't push yourself, that nothing is going to change, I want to talk to you today about why slow change works far better after the age of 40. Not because you're weaker or slower or that you're aging, it's because your body is actually wiser. So many women that I work with feel this kind of quiet pressure to kind of get it all together, to fix things quickly, to catch up, to get there, to get to the finish line, or to undo what feels like lost time. And that urgency obviously makes sense and it feels right. But urgency is also one of the fastest ways to overwhelm a midlife nervous system. After 40, our body doesn't respond the way that it used to. It doesn't respond well to force. It responds to consistency, to safety, to clear signals, to steadiness. It's about support that's held long enough to actually matter. And fast change often relies on our stress hormones of cortisol and adrenaline. So, slow change is what allows the system to recalibrate. And this is why quick fixes or these kind of aggressive cleanses or extreme restriction or intense routines or workouts, they can work briefly, but then they stop working or having an effective result. That's the body, it's adapting. Stress hormones will rise, the digestion slows, and then our sleep suffers. And then suddenly it feels like you're exactly right back where you started. I don't know if you can relate to that. This is not because you've done something wrong, because you're no good at it. Your body is different, unique. There's something wrong with you, or you're different than everybody else. It's actually because that pace was never sustainable for long term. May have been sustainable temporary, but not for long term. In midlife, our hormones shift, as you know, and how resilient we are to stress actually decreases. So we've talked about this before in previous videos about blood sugar regulations, how our body becomes more sensitive to the fluctuations of blood sugar and insulin, how recovery can take longer, how the nervous system needs clearer, more direct signals. So when this change feels slow and steady, the body then feels safe enough to respond. And that's when everything becomes more responsive and digestion settles, energy stabilizes, hormones actually normalize and send clearer communications to your system, and your body feels safe enough to let go of weight, let go of bracing, and to ease into surrender, if you will. So this is, of course, why I personally don't approach change as if it's something that needs to happen all at once. In fact, I think that can be very detrimental at this stage of life. We use structure, or I use structure with my method. Of course, there's a bit of a process to follow. Everyone is unique, but I have a general kind of structure that works for the majority of people. And we do go through this short renovation phase to calm the inflammation and restore metabolic signals. But the real work is what comes after. It comes from repetition, it comes from consistency, it comes from patience, and it comes from letting the body trust the process. So this phase can feel perhaps not sexy when we are really focusing on two major things, patience and consistency. I would like to offer you this today, that slow change doesn't mean that you're never going to get there, that you're lazy, that you've given up, that you don't have what it takes to move quicker. That's not what this is about. It's about doing things that actually work and that are sustainable for long term. It's about choosing a pace for your body that you can stay with and that you don't ever have to recover from. And that's when, you know, we don't have to feel so fragile about change, that it actually starts to feel sustainable. It doesn't have to feel so restricted. I did create a audio version of um, something you may be interested in. I'll drop the link here below. I didn't really think about it until now. It's called Start Slow, Go Slower. It's open to the public. It's a contemplation and perhaps a different change of perspective that I would invite you to listen to. It's an audio you can take with you. Anyhow, for the purpose of this video today, I just want to say, if you have been feeling like you are kind of stuck in this cycle of starting out, resetting, and then burning out and giving up, I just want you to know that this is sadly quite common. I see it quite a bit, and it doesn't have anything to do with your lack of commitment or your willpower. It just usually means that your body needs an alternative to feel more steady versus intensity. So that's not a flaw, a personal flaw, something's wrong with you. It's just feedback. It's just information. So if you're fully feeling the pull to slow down, I want to remind you, you're not behind. You will get there. You're just choosing a pace that your body can actually follow. And this is where the real lasting change actually begins. And I'll leave you with that. And if you wanted to check out the audio recording, I would invite you to take a listen. And if it feels appropriate, you could share it with anyone else who may need to hear it again. So I'll leave you with this. Sustainable change only can happen when the body feels safe. Bye for now.